Hi there, Tim Bauer here from LiveVideoGuitarLessons.com with the practice tip of the day. This one is for the beginning player. Today I want to talk a little bit about strumming. I have several videos dealing with different aspects of strumming over on the website, www.livevideoguitarlessons.com, and in this particular one dealing with strumming, I want to kind of break it down into the rhythm pattern. Basically what's going on with most strumming is that the primary function is to serve as the percussive part of the song. So if you're playing along with a drummer, you end up doing a lot of the same accents the drummer is doing quite often. And if there is no drummer, you're serving as the drummer. You're hitting the accents. That means you're just hitting it harder. And sometimes you're doing a percussive strum that gives you, just where you're not, look like a little slap strum. The motion on the other side is basically, if you take a measure of music and play 8 eighth notes of that, you would get this. So if I'm counting that out, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Where you get rhythm, there's not much rhythm there, although that is, you do hear that some. There's some very famous songs recorded that way by some very famous songwriters and artists. But where you get rhythm is, and not all strums are just eighth notes, but a large, I'd say a majority of them are based on eighth notes. And where you start getting rhythm is where you, instead of playing 8, you might play 6 or 7 or 5. You start leaving different eighth notes out of the strum pattern. Even though we're moving our arm the same, we get different rhythm because we're leaving part of it out. So if I, like for instance, if I left out the second eighth note, this would become this. And I'm trying to do this without accenting anything, because accent adds a whole other dynamic we won't get into in this video, because I like to try to keep them short. Alright, so say I left the third eighth note out of there. In that case, I would get this. Let's see. Or let's say I left the fourth one out. Some of these are a little unusual strums, that's why I'm having to think about them. So if I left the fourth one out, it would be very common strum pattern, which I have a separate video on, the down, down, up, strum pattern. That leaves 2 of them out, and you get this. So on that one, you're hitting 6. Anyway, that's the basic idea. I have other videos covering the slap strum and accenting and all that sort of thing. Mostly just wanted to focus on that, because I have students ask me all the time, when we're working on a song, they ask me what the strum is, like the strum. And the artist, or whoever's playing guitar on the recording at the time, played the strum one particular way on that one particular day on that one particular recording, and that's what you're trying. That's the song, the hit song. That's the one you're trying to play. But the artist may very well strum it, radically different, in concert or next time he records it, or whatever, because that's just, the artist is not thinking about the strum pattern. The strum pattern just comes natural, based on the mood and the groove of the song. So most of the time they're just playing along with the drummer and accenting where the drummer is, or they have it in their head. When you're playing, and plus they're also with a whole band. I'm trying not to make this too complicated, but if I'm playing with a band, I'm going to strum my guitar, especially if there's a drummer there. I end up strumming differently than if I'm playing a solo thing by myself. Because if I'm trying to play a copy song, whatever the song is, I have the song going in my head, and I hear the full orchestration in my head. So basically, I'm translating into my strum pattern with accents and where I'm dropping beats and speeding up, and not speeding up the tempo, but I might do, instead of this, I might do. And I'm changing to some of those for 16th notes. So it's every time you're doing a song, most of the time you're going to be by yourself when you're performing these songs or playing these songs, and you know, every time you pick up your guitar, it's just an interpretation of that song. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same time, exactly the same way every single time. And you know, it's no fun to try to play. At least to me, it's no fun to try to play note for note, beat for beat every single time I play the same song. I don't enjoy that. You know, part of being a musician is to explore your creativity. And I play the, you know, when I go play a show, you know, I play certain songs. Some songs get requested, and they're, you know, every single show, maybe even twice. And I just play them how I feel them at that moment. I don't change them radically because it makes people mad, especially if they requested it. But I certainly, you know, try to put my own spin into it, and I'll accent different ways, and you know, I'll you know, drop stuff out. So anyway, just kind of keep that in mind as you're playing along. And I know that wasn't a very interesting strum, but you know, you can. As I just wanted to talk about the basic pattern, but you know, you can use strums to do more interesting sounds. You know. You know, not that that was particularly interesting, but you know, that's more of a melodic version of what we were just talking about. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Thanks for tuning in for this practice tip. Tuning in tomorrow for another one, and I will see you next time. Thanks.